If you are a good enough player, can you run whatever the hell you want? Annoyingly, this is a very convoluted subject. See, technically speaking, because it's your game, you play how you want, you can run whatever the hell you want anyway. And if you're playing solo, no one and nothing is stopping you. If you're in a group though, my advice is, I'm not going to say go absolute meta, but heavily lean on the meta / best in slot, because it's not just you that's playing. If you're playing with a group of friends and you that know you and like you and whatever, there's probably going to be leeway that isn't going to be given with playing with randoms. I, for example, often join random groups and I look at people's builds and I am dumbfounded as to 1, what the hell the build's even meant to do, 2, how it's actually going to work, especially under the scenario of what everyone else is playing, and 3, where the hell did they get that idea from? It's possibly just me, because for some weird reason whenever I bring this up everyone comes back with really weird arguments, but I am very kind of self-conscious. I think it might just be a military thing of how my performance is affecting my teammates. See, in live theatre, in the army, if you don't do your job properly or well, people literally die. And I take that attitude pretty much to everything I do in life, even in video games. So when I'm playing a video game, I will try and perform to my absolute best, utilizing a well put together build that is well thought out and does perform brilliantly under pressure. That is kind of my mantra, as it were. However, with all that being said, when is it you get to a point of where you're so good at your job you can complete it with a damn pea shooter? Because it is possible. So in this video, it's very comparable to the other one. It's still Legendary Roosevelt, it's sped up. Going to show the whole thing, going to show the stats at the end. But in the previous one, it was myself, Black Helvin, and 2 randoms. In this group, it's myself. We've got Carry Me Home, which is Ronan, the crazy German, Rise of Brutality, and we're also joined by Capri. Now, I won't lie, this is my first time playing with Capri. He is in our Discord. He joined us for this Legendary Roosevelt. I don't know him. He played very well, so I'm going to say we have a very well experienced, knowledgeable team on the mechanics of the game, the cover-to-cover system, aiming, call-outs, positioning, as well as the overall performance that our builds are actually capable of doing. We're literally splitting up in certain areas so that some people are going, right, I've got the spawn, I'm going to get rid of the extra ads. Other people literally going for, right, Chunga's on me, I'm going to deal with the Chunga, and we're just getting on with it. It's very well coordinated, and we're in a group, we are talking through it. This isn't a random group. This is literally, we have planned this. However, the point of this video, like I said, is at what point does skill override the actual build? See, what you can't see is Carry Me Home, or Ronan here, is running 6-piece 511. I will show his build at the end, but the whole way through this, he runs 6-piece 511. He's made a 6-piece 511 red build. Just gonna let that sink in for a minute. Now, annoyingly, I was a dum-dum and didn't actually record the mission where he out-damaged me, but this one he gets damn close. He does the second highest DPS. It literally goes me running best in slots and Elmos with strikers, then Ronan with 6-piece 511, and it was Rise, and I believe Rise was, I think he was either headhunting or he was running the companion strikers setup, and Capri was also running a strikers Elmo setup. Ronan did the second highest DPS. This is a testament to pretty much any build can work in any situation. The caveat to this is you need to know how. Ronan here is the crazy German, like the OG original crazy German. He has so much in-game knowledge, experience, understanding of the code, the mechanics. He literally looks into every single decimal point and why it is there to understand what it is that he is doing and how he interacts with each and every single decimal point. The guy is absolutely insane. He's probably one of the most knowledgeable and experienced players I have ever met. Massive shout out to Ronan. There is going to be a link in the description for Ronan's Twitch stream as well as his YouTube channel. The guy's a nutter. For months now, I've been struggling with a community challenge where I've got to melee my way through a mission. Then Ronan sends me this. This is him on Heroic. I said originally that it's impossible to do it on Heroic. There's no way to get through a Heroic mission just by using melee. Then he sends me a clip of him beating to death a Heroic named Chunga. What the hell? So originally this video is essentially meant to be me sort of saying you can play what you want under pretty much any circumstances, but you need to have a lot of in-game knowledge and experience. And it's essentially just turned into me going, hey Ronan. See, with a lot of other content creators, myself included as well, because I'm not always the best at doing this, particularly when I do make build videos, I try not to go into them, simply just because it's very, very hard to show and explain the exact purpose and reasoning behind a build. A focus strikers build. What does it actually excel at? Well, it excels at taking out ads very, very, very quickly, provided you are hitting consistent headshots, as well as the fact that due to the mechanic of utilising the scope and the shield, it's very damn survivable because you're able to peek, provided you have decent cover on the left hand side. Elmo strikers build. What does it excel at? Long range DPS, burning down chungas, CCing warhounds because the shock does affect warhounds, turning off mini tanks, as well as providing decent, sustainable downrange DPS for general ad clear. In terms of ad clear though, the focus strikers is better. Now, despite the fact that these are two very, very similar builds, they're both strikers. One uses focus, one uses St. Elmo's. They're both using coyotes. The only difference really is the chest and the weapon you're using. But how they perform, especially under pressure, and what they are actually very, very good at, don't get me wrong, they're both very, very good DPS builds. But what they excel at is very different. For a poor example, this is the SA-80 military assault rifle and the M16, which the Americans used during like the 1980s. If you had to go to a jungle, what one would you take? The M16 is more accurate, more powerful, has a greater muzzle velocity, and is tried and tested in more war zones than the SA-80. The SA-80 has an absolutely brilliant reputation of looking at dirt and then malfunctioning. But it's also 8 inches shorter, which is going to be the difference between life and death in a jungle where everything is up in your shit. Knowing how your build performs is going to be the mark of a good player. As we can see here, carry me home. I got 1.3 billion, he got 1.1 billion, Rise got 1 billion, Capri came in with a strong 600 million. As I said, Ronan is running 6-piece, 511. I am not shitting you. He knows this game inside and out. He can make this work. The notion of play what you want when you want is kind of a double-edged sword. If you're playing solo or in a group of friends, absolutely go for it. But if you're playing with randoms, it's not just you are affecting. It's not just your play that is going to have an effect on you. It's your play is going to have an effect on your entire team that may not know you. And if you're struggling to get through Legendary, look at yourself before you look at your team. Have fun, good luck. Don't die. It's bad for the health.